Okay, this is going to be my tutorial for makeup. So first I start off by just creating a clear canvas. So I just took my brightening pads and I just wiped it on my face, just as a toner, create a clear canvas because I had makeup on previously and I did not wash my face yet. So I'm going to just let that dry. I'm going to just pause it. Okay, it's like 70% dry, so I'm going to go ahead and just put my, so you have to make sure that you are priming and prepping your face. I don't do too much when I'm messing with makeup, but I always put on some type of moisturizer oil. I've been using this oil to prep my face because I feel that my makeup glides easier when I just use some oil. Next, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. After I go in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, there are a few things that you can do. You can either go straight into your makeup or you can do your brows first. Personally, I found it much easier to just do my brows first and then go in with a primer. And then go in with the makeup. So, I use my brows because brows are very important. I always tell people, brows are like one of probably the top 3 things to do when you're doing your makeup. Even if you just leave the house, you need to always do your brows. So, I go with, I'm in between a lot of brow stuff, but right now, what's works for my brows is the brow glue. And yes, my brows, I thin them out a lot. I usually make my brows pretty thin because I think they fit a more circular face. But, I'm in between that, and I also sometimes use the this Urban Decay one, or both. So oh wait, maybe I should show you how to do that. I just brush that in. Hold on. Let me give you a real up close and personal look at my acne and my acne scars so that you can see that this makeup really does work. Like, I use it for a reason. I definitely do. And I need to pluck my brows too. I got a lot of stuff I need to do to my face. Well, anyway, so, yeah. So I do that, right? Hold on. Then I go in with my Benefit. It has the brow pencil has a thing to brush your brows out with. But before I do that, I put a tiny bit of this Urban Decay stuff right on top of it. And this is just going to tint it a little bit better. I like dark brows, I just think they look better darker. And this doesn't tint it like crazy to me. It just fills it in pretty good. And then after I coat it, I go in with the brush. I smooth it up once more. And then I just kind of mold the tail. Oops. And then I just curve it out. You're going to see like a little bit of like residue, but that's fine. I'm going to do the other one now. So now you're going to see that my brows are very, very, very sleek. They are going to stay like that. They are not going to move. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to move. You can literally leave the house. You can fight in a war and my brows won't move. So you should do that. But I'm not done. Then you're going to take, I have the Benefit again. Love Benefit down. I take just a little bit because it break easily. So you just do a tiny bit. And you just fill it in just a little bit. My brows are like relatively full, so I don't have to do much. But I just kind of do it up front. And I shape the tail. I don't do too much. But anyways, I'm going to just do that and I'll be back. So now that my brows are filled in, I go, oh wait, I can show you a little close up. Not too close though. But now that they're filled in, we start color corrector. Now for me, I color correct. I don't color correct a lot because, yeah, I usually have a lot of time for that. But if I do, I put it right under my eye. And I put it on any like acne or dark spots that I have. Which is like, I have a lot of dark spots on my forehead, so it's just my forehead. I don't do the sides or nothing because my whole face got dark spots. And I used to do around my mouth, but ever since I started using those brightening pads, I feel like around my mouth's gotten like a lot clearer. So I don't even have to do that anymore. And I just blend that on my finger. Because it's literally like paint. Oh, I feel like the video, because you don't even notice. But when you are blending the color, you do not blend all the way in. You don't blend all the way in. That's why you feel good that looks on my face. It literally looks like it has some type of like, you feel good blending my eye, like look like the rest of my face. That's what. Now, the top, the whatever it's called, freaking forehead, is not going to, do not blend it all the way in. Don't. Just leave it there, okay? Because I know you have problem over blending. And we'll talk about that tomorrow when I do my concealer. So don't blend it in. Don't blend it in. Okay. So today I'm going to be using 2 different foundations, actually, 2 different colors as well. I'm going to be using, to show you that you can use any foundation and it's going to come out fine. I'm using my Hourglass and I'm using a Sephora. So I'm going to use a little bit of Hourglass on first. And I'm literally going to put that. Anyway, see how disgustingly orange that looks? Stay with me now. Stay with me now. Because you can make any foundation look like your skin tone. It's all about mixing. It's like science. It is science, okay? Don't never listen to me, you're not scientist. You're a scientist. You ruined the video. Alright, so now I'm going to go in my finger, and it's going to be dark. You see that? But also it's not the same. It's, what is it? Go now. Olive and warm. I'm neither. I'm neutral right now. I don't fall warm, I don't fall olive, so it's right in the middle. I promise you. Trust me, daddy. It'll all work out because olive and warm together. Anyway, so you just blend it in. I use a brush. You just blend it in. I'm going to do that. I'll come it out, and then I'll show you after. But if you look a hot freaking mess when you blend it with the brush, that's why you have to go. You have to go in with more than that. After you do the brush, after you spray it all out, you're going to take the sponge. You're going to take whatever sunscreen you have. You're going to spray it on the sponge. Okay. And you're going to beat your face up. Beat it up. Beat it up. I'll be back. You see how it's blending in? You see. You're going to blend up. You're going to go whoop, whoop. You're going to do like that. And then you just like that. Tap it back. No, just like that. And I blend my neck too because, well, you have to. Well, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet. This is symmetrical. I don't know. I'm gonna get out of that. So now we're gonna go in with concealer. So for my concealer, I use the Dior concealer, Dior Fit Forever, and I use NARS. And I use a lot of concealer, as you know, because I have a lot of dark spots and I like a bright eye. So I use some under my eye. This really has to do with my nose, not for me. I use some on my forehead. I use some on my chin. That's all you have to do. These tutorials, they're trying to get you to put it like literally all over your face. You don't have to do that. Now I'm gonna put a lot on, but it's gonna be all over my face. Then I'm just going my NARS and right over that because I like to mix concealers. I like the texture of the Dior, but I like the coverage of the NARS, so I mix them together. You have to mix and match, okay? When you get a large collection, you just keep mixing and matching. Before you blend, though, before you blend, once you get to a point where you want to start carving out your brows, I'm gonna show you how to do that now. I mean, that's what I do it, so just watch it anyway. Okay? So you wanna take a little thing like this. That's the thing with this, but you wanna take a little thing like this, flat tip, whatever they call it. Almost not flat tip, but you wanna take a little bit off your eye and you put it right under your brow. You are making a lot of noise. You and Cass is making a lot of noise. And you're gonna just carve it out, and you don't need to put it at the very top of your brow. You only need to do the ends, the tail, whatever they call it. And you're gonna do that for the other side, and then I'm gonna blend it in. They will be blended out more as I keep progressing, but you see how they're carved out now. They just have to be blended out a little more. But I like mine to be very striking, very black, very thin, because I feel like it makes me look like a rock star. And that's what I'm going for. So yeah. Then, now I know, I've been seeing you. I may be using, oh shit. I may be using these little itty bitty puffs for your eyes, which is fine. You do that. I don't do that. Because that means you might overblend with an itty bitty puff, okay? So you're gonna take a big boy puff, and you have one. Just go, pat it in. And you just go pat it in, okay? Until you feel like it looks pretty good. You want to do the same thing with forehead. Go pat, 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 right? And your forehead and your chin do not have to be super light. So like you can kind of overblend that a little bit, just don't do it too much because you don't want like your under eyes to be super bright and then your rest is too much. Okay, you need to watch this closely. If you're like dozing off a little bit, open your eyes, okay, so you can see. Because I need you to, this is the most important part, and this is the part that you keep up. Okay? Look closely. I'm patting my under eye, right? But look at the technique because you kind of will. You have to put it until it goes to the bridge of your nose. See that? And you're going to take the rest and you're going to pull it outwards. Up, past your eyebrow. Just like that. You're like, Mariah, look at drag queen. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, I swear both of them out. So now, keep watching, okay? Now, of course, I like to wear my eye. So, I'm not going to do too much. Because the more you blend, the more the under eye, your actual under eye color is going to start coming back out. If you keep overblending, it's just going to be dark again. So, because I have such dark under eyes, I don't overblend. And I use under my contour, so it kind of evens itself out. But if you feel like, you don't need all that, then don't do all that. But I'm just showing you how I do it, okay? And the reason it's supposed to the bridge of your nose when you're doing it is because it's supposed to, like, contour your nose before you even contour your nose. The concealer's supposed to do that for you. So that's why you go to the bridge. But, okay, it's giving directly right now, but trust me, it won't. Next, contour. I'm not even using my curved case yet. I'm not even going to do contour on my curved case. I'm going to just do it with a regular NYX stick. Because I want to be, this will be as easy as possible. Okay? Anyway, I come to my forehead. And you see how dark my contour is? You see that? Yeah. I'm going. This is how I do it to match my face. You have to play around with contour because it's supposed to match your face framing. So if you feel like mine is making you look different, it's probably because you're following my face framing. It's probably not. Because I don't have any sponges, so I literally go with the back of my sponge and I blend that going upwards. And you see, I kind of disconnect it. You connect it back in the middle with what you already have on the sides. You see? Yeah, you see. Oh, I miss this contour stick. But I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna, yeah. I'm still looking ghoulish. But don't worry. It'll get better. You have to process, okay? Just because it looks crazy, now it doesn't look crazy. First of all, this is how I actually look, okay? Again, blush, okay? I'm just seeing you with that blush. So, I'm gonna do the lighter blush. I like the lighter blush. I like this one too, but I think it's just a little dark. I'm more like a pinky blush than a reddish blush. So I'm going, everybody pray real quick, because this is so gonna fit. Now you can do too much because you can always fix it. You can do too much. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, this how I look with the blush, okay? I'm not done. You're never done, actually. You just have to be a slave to the rhythm. But this is where I start getting into the powder, okay? That's what really locks in everything. Before you even do the powder, I always spray my face. Like, this whole type of face. I have many different setting sprays. Oh, excuse me, but I'm gonna go in right now with this one because I use another one at the very end, so this one is good for just now, you know? And this just locks everything in. Look at all these tiny hair on my face. I need to, but, yeah. Hold on. It's still like the same now. It's okay. It's okay! Because we're going to go in the powder now. And I tried that moisture powder again, and now I remember I stopped using it because it was so bad with my skin. Oh. So I go in with my Fenty powder 6767, and I put some in a lid. Not much. This much, okay? You do like I'm using the whole freaking world of powder. I don't use the whole world of powder. I don't use much. It's just a little more. So you know, just dip. I use the little thing that it came with. Oh my god, and you cut your nose with that too. With everything, okay? That nose should be Bella Hadid by the end of this. And I do the same thing with this. And it's okay to be heavy-handed because if you oily like me, you don't need it. Okay? You'll be grease ball by the end of the day. So I use a lot. And I think powder, the powder with the talc, it could be the reason that I'm greasy now. Because it's clogging my pores whenever you can, but I don't care. That's a problem for another time. Not right now. If you look like this is when I actually ended the video again on accident, but this is like the last one. So watch. This is the liner. This is going to be the liner, the lip liner, and taking this powder off. So for liner, I just go with whatever I have. So I'm using my curved case, and I'm going to literally just go in. I have a regular eyeliner too, but I use that for freckles. I don't use it for actual eyeliner because I like mine to be a little bit more smudged out. This This one is brownish, so it's not too harsh either on the lids. But liner without like actual eyeliner, like pencil or something, is actually harder than people think. Because you gotta really like cut that big up. You gotta cut that big up. It's easier to show with like an eyeshadow palette than a color case. But you see, you have to like cut it. Yeah, cut. You see, it's like a little one. Because we're not doing too much today. We go real low key. I'm gonna finish this off. I can do that again. That's okay. Then I do bottom liner too. I go in after I do my liner. I go with not bottom liner, bottom mascara. To make it look real black. Oop. I'm gonna use, first of all, your lips should not be that moisturized. They should be moisturized, so like relative moisturized before you put lip liner on. Because it's gonna have a smear better. But it shouldn't be greasy because then it's not gonna glide on at all. So first I use my Morphe. I'm pretty sure this is like the closest color that I have to the color you have from NYX. So I'm gonna go with this one first. It's like pretty similar, I would say. But I don't overline my lips too much, but I do a little bit. My lips are like freaking bubble bath, so I don't have to go out too much because that's gonna look like dumb. But I do go out a little bit just to give it some dimension, you know. Yeah. Okay. You see, I put a lot on. I lay it on thick, like Baker's Pizza. Yeah. Then I have been using two. I usually just use one though. But then I go with my Juvia's Place one. This is in a brownie or something like that. Something like that. And I go in with that. Make it a little darker. It's called brownie, but it don't look like the color brownie. It look like red or like brownish red maybe. Then I blend it out a little bit. See, it look pretty dark. Not too dark though, but it's there. You can see it. Then you go in with your Rocky Road. Cheers. Rocky Road is just so red, but it look good with like brown liner. But you're not gonna put that on your whole lips. You're gonna put Rocky Road on the outside of your lips where the liner is. That's where you're gonna put Rocky Road. You're gonna mix it again, like that. But make sure it's not going all the way in, because you're gonna do something else with that. After you do that, you're gonna get a pink lip gloss. And you put that in the inner parts. So it's two-tone. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest in not HD because it's taking up my storage. So after I send this to you, I'm deleting this. Okay. Oh, I was talking to the video. Oh. But anyway, so you saw that look? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna take off all of this powder. Okay. You don't need all this powder. You don't need all this powder. You take it off. And I don't use a brush to take off powder. I use my sponge. I use my sponge so that it doesn't like leave any residual powder. Okay. So I'm gonna just take that off in a bit. I put a little bit more blush on the top, like powder brush, to give it a little more color. And I put some on here too. And then I took my stick, it has another side. And that's just the highlighter. And I put that where my nose, what is it called? Nose bridge, whatever. I put that where it is, and then I do that. And it makes it look even freaking smaller, like Bella Hadid. And then I'm doing my powder.